Yeah, it's that time of year. It is like 48 degrees. It's 40 something degrees here and it's windy. And I had the nerve to be bald. I have the fucking nerve to be bald. And I have a cold. Which is bizarre to me because all I do is work and go home. So what the fuck is that about? But I do work in a hospital, so I probably contracted it somehow. Um, on my way out here, my mom was like, "Oh, it's good you're going for a walk. You know, you're gonna get you some endorphins and blah blah blah." Girl, there's no fucking endorphins out here. Like you see it, like it's cold as fuck. I think I'm gonna have to start doing videos in my room, y'all. I'm sorry, I don't know how I was doing this back last year in January. Well, I worded that wrong. I don't know how I was doing this back in January or February or March. I was really I was consistently outside. Like I don't know what I was like. I was. It's a bird. But I was like, man, I was depressed and I need to get out the fucking house. And what the fuck did I do? I got out the house. But this hoodie's coming back on. I was trying to be cute, but like, fuck. It's too cold for cute. Like, y'all see I done put like my jewelry and stuff on. Like, I'm thinking it's gonna be like decent. Girl, no. I don't know what I'm doing right now with my life. I feel like every video I make, I say that, but I never mean that in like a bad way. Like, I feel like all the other times where I've said, I'm lost, I don't know what I'm doing, it genuinely felt like doomsday, and I feel like it felt like the end of the fucking world. And sorry, I feel like I'm hiding my face. But every time that I've said that, I meant that in the sense it just felt like the end of the world, not knowing what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And every time I think about it, I'm just like, bitch, you're 21. You don't have to have it all figured out. And sometimes I do like get comments where it's like telling me like basically that I need to start figuring something out, or I need to like do this or do that. I don't need to do shit but just be here. I feel like we already live in a world where you were born into this fat ass to-do list that you're not going to be able to finish before you die anyway. So like you die with the unfinished to-do list, and everyone just makes such a big deal out of, oh, you gotta make sure you do this, gotta do that, like I'm just not in a rush to go anywhere. I'm fine. And something that has helped me with, and honestly I feel like that's where most of my anxiety comes from, is just this impending doom that I'm going to fail, and I don't know what I'm going to fail at. I don't know if I'm going to fail. It's just this impending doomsday feeling that I am essentially going to fail at life. And I honestly made it to a place where I just don't feel like that. And what helped me just kind of rid myself of that impending doom is just getting rid of people that make me feel like that. Like, I'm sorry, like, if I like, don't make it seem like that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life and it's such a horrible thing. Especially when it's like people like your friends your own age. It's just like, bitch, I don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what you're doing. It's the blind leading the blind. And this, like, that applies on a grander scale. Like, we're all just the blind leading the blind, and we just be listening to each other and criticizing each other, and we take so much like criticism from each other to heart and try to apply it to our lives, like why am I listening to any of you? Like, I don't, that sounds so mean, but it's like, I guess like working in the hospital and just seeing so many old people there being sick and not having anyone visit them or take care of them and talking to them, it just made me realize that this life is really yours to live. And that's one of the most valuable things that I've learned this year, is that this life really is yours to live, and to spend this life taking advice and suggestions from everyone else and doing what you want to do last. Why not? Like, I give so much of my power away every day when I choose to ignore my intuition and choose to ignore what I want to do and do what I think I'm supposed to do. Who says that's what I'm supposed to do? Like, who says I'm supposed to have a car at 21? Especially when, for one, it's hard to save up for one when you don't really have like a consistent like financial situation. It's cold, bear with me, my words are not making sense, I'm trying. But like, there's been like so many times I've been on the internet where people will congratulate me like, I'm 21, I got my own apartment, and then like someone will come and tell me like, well, when are you gonna get your own place? Bitch, when I feel like paying big girl bills. I'm still in college, one, like I'm still in school. I don't have any like stability financially or like job wise. I don't have a career, and I'm going to a school that I'm going to have to pay off. Why would I want to live on my own right now if I genuinely cannot manage that? And having a parent like my mom, and she's not rushing me to move out, and her understanding all of this is truly a blessing, because I feel like I was doing something wrong when I was back at school in Savannah and I seen all these like 18, 19, 20-year-olds my year living off campus, and I'm just like, how can they afford to do this? Like, I felt so bad, but then I thought about it. I was like, I don't want to pay bills, so I think I'm fine. Like, I think that's one thing that I don't have to ever worry about comparing myself to. Like, I don't want to pay bills, I'm good. Like, I used to be so angry at myself for being depressed and for dealing with CPTSD and struggling with anxiety, because I'm like, I could be so much further in life if I didn't have these things that I had to fight and live with every day. And I'm just not angry at myself anymore. I didn't deserve any of the things that I've endured, and the most that I can do now is just allow myself to live. I don't think that makes sense. Living with PTSD is not easy. Anybody with PTSD will tell you that. Living with depression isn't easy because your body is hardwired to make you live. Your body's whole purpose is to make sure that you stay alive, and your brain keeps convincing you that you're better off dead. And having to constantly fight against, having this like internal war against like your body and your mind is that itself is fucking exhausting. Like, and then living with anxiety, and anxiety is just fucking annoying. Like, it's like just a nagging bitch, like it's like a nagging bitch in your ear, just like, it's like a fly. Like, just bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, just please, like, I am so directionless. And okay, it's not windy right now, so I think I could take this off. I'm not gonna take it off. But I am so directionless, and I'm not lost. And the point I was trying to make in my last video that got rudely interrupted because I ran out of like storage is that everyone always brags about, like, or not even brags about, but everyone always talks about and just ingrains into you that you need to reach your peak, you need to be working towards your peak and da da da. But simultaneously, everyone fears their peak because, like, they think, oh, I'm not gonna get any better after this. We all biologically have a peak anyway. I kind of halfway believe that. I feel like you can peak at any time. Like, humans are limitless to a degree. That sounds so contradictory, but just bear with me. We're so limitless. We place all these limitations on us. Like, I have no sense of direction in life, and I'm not lost because I know where I want to be. I want to retire early. I want to live a life that is fruitful and a life that I don't have to live with regret from. And I want to be healthy, and I want to be surrounded by people that make me feel so supported and loved and adored. And I want to have a career that I'm satisfied in and that lets me exercise my creativity. And I want to move out of the city that I'm in. I'm just city drop. I'm in Charlotte. I want to move out of Charlotte. I want to explore and do all these things, but all these things are going to happen in due time. Getting off the internet and not having a bunch of people in your face all the time telling you, oh, you should be doing this. What are you waiting for? Or like, you need to be like eating healthier now, or you need to be like doing this, and you need to be like sculpting your face with gua sha so you can have better cheekbones, or you need to be doing this so you can, like, you need to get like your color test thing shit done so you can look vibrant and not look dull, or you need to eat like this, you need to live this way. It's like it's so dystopian, like, because there's a bunch of people on this 2D screen telling you how to live your life, but half of those people only live that way on camera. You're telling me to dress like this, to eat like this, to sleep like this, to just be like this, but you're only like this for the 5 minutes that you are on camera, and then you shut it off, and then you I don't know what the fuck you're doing after that. And this could apply to me too. Like, don't take everything I say like as absolute Bible or truth. Like, I have bad days where everything that's coming out of my mouth now, everything that came out of my mouth yesterday, I'm not living by. But that's the whole point of me being so transparent on here and this being labeled a video diary, because I'm not trying to like portray this way of living if it doesn't work for everybody. Like, what I'm doing, I'm in the time of my life where I want to do what works for me. I'm starting to learn what it really means to just believe in yourself. Like, everyone always talks about believing in yourself, like, have faith in yourself that you can do this thing. And it's very specific and particular to like a goal or materialistic thing. But I'm a very strong believer in having faith in yourself means to believe in yourself first. Trust yourself. You won't leave yourself astray. Living a life where you put more trust into strangers on the internet that you don't fucking know, and putting little to nothing into yourself, is going to have you fucked up in the end. And I feel like that's why a lot of older people, or some of the older people that I met, have lived good lives. Like, they say, like, I lived a good life, because They didn't have a bunch of like internet gurus and spiritual guide, like internet spiritual guiders and people that like just absolute strangers telling them what they should and shouldn't be doing. The older I get, the more I just lose interest in just posting. Like, I'm gonna go on the internet, I'm gonna post me a pic every now and then, 'cause I have to remind people that I'm still fine. I sound so nasally, but I gotta remind people that I'm still fine as fuck. And then I just delete the app or I offload it off my phone and I go about my day. But just like this doom scrolling and like on like this like doom scrolling and watching a bunch of people live their lives and tell you to basically live like them, it's just not helpful. And that's just one of the reasons why I don't like being on TikTok either. It's pretty much the same thing. And you know what's crazy? Is that we have all this inspo content and people on these podcasts telling us like the way to be and the way to live. And all those fucking people are just as dissatisfied with their lives as the rest of us are. And that doesn't make them any less of a person or human, but that's the kind of content that I want to see. This video is not going to be interesting to a lot of people, but Zion, just for future references, when you come back and you watch these videos, you're most likely watching this to remind yourself that you can make decisions for yourself. You don't need to run anything by anybody. You don't need to get anyone's approval for any decision that you want to make. If you want to do something, you do it. And every time that you made a decision that you wholeheartedly wanted to do and you didn't second guess it, it never not worked out for you. So while you're watching this video now and while you're questioning yourself, it's most likely because someone had put it in your ear to question yourself, or somebody has some suggestion. But I've been told a lot lately by people that I talk to and confide in, and my cousin and my aunt told me recently, they was like, you don't have to like you don't have to run a decision by me, or you don't have to like get validation for a decision that you want to make. If you want to do something, you do it. And that is the most valuable piece of advice that I've been given this entire year. And that's how you know that you're really surrounded by people that do love you and care about you, when they tell you you don't have to get approval for anything that you want to do. If you want to do something, you do it. And those are the absolute best people. Like, hearing that is probably one of the things that have like saved me. That's so melodramatic, but I am so envious of people that live life and they live it so forcefully. Like, there's this girl on Instagram, again, contradictory to everything I just said, but she surfs, and whenever she posts on Instagram, she posts these very long, meaningful captions that most people probably don't read. But she did like a whole monologue about how, like, this whole analogy about how she's like the desert and what you can learn from the desert, and how the water will eventually return to it, and all these other things. And I thought it was the most beautiful thing that I read. I was like, why don't we do more meaningful captions like that? Like, that's interesting. And it was so intense, and it was so emotionally rich, and it was so liberating. It was just something so small like that, where I was just like, why don't more people live like that? Like, I want to live so forcefully. I want to live so hard to the point that someone looks at me and is like, that's how you know you live. It's when you look like that or when you act like that. And that's just what I want to do. I want to live forcefully. I want to live violently. And that's just something that I'm going to start practicing from now on. Whenever I want to do something, I'm just going to do it, because who says that we have to necessarily run it by somebody else that we want to do something? There's no right or wrong way to live life, but we have a lot of people that is very adamant on telling you the wrong way that the wrong way of living is how you're doing it. And I'm here to tell you there's no right or wrong way to do this shit, okay? You know how many people have fucked up their life so many times, thought it was over, and those are the most like just wise people and empathetic beings, like people that have been addicted to drugs and they got clean, and people that like really fucked up their lives and they made the most immoral mistakes, like people that have done the most unethical shit but they've admitted to and they've been open about it. Like, I feel like we always shit on people that we shit on the people that make these fucked up mistakes. We shit on the fuck ups, but the fuck ups are people that we can learn the most from. I trust someone that fucks up loudly, but they live even louder. Like, at least they're fucking up, but god damn it, they're living. Like, people that always want to, like, people like me that always want to do things the right way, or other people on the internet that always want to do things the right way, or they just make something, they never made a fuck up in their life and they're here to tell you all the ways to avoid fuck ups. Don't trust those people. People that are trying to tell you ways to avoid making mistakes, don't trust them. How are you going to learn if you don't make a mistake? You came into this world covered in blood and probably shit. You might as well just live the rest of it being messy. Like, just be a mess. Be all over the place. Fuck those people that want to suggest some shit to you or tell you, oh, you need to do this and you need to do that. Bitch, do what you want to do, okay? If you want to go outside in a bikini in 40-degree weather because you feel like it, then god damn it, what the hell, why not? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm gonna eat leftovers, and this is the last day. This is the first and last day I'm eating leftovers. I'm not a leftover bitch. I promise you I woke up today wanting Chick-fil-A. But that's the video. I'm about to walk home in the cold, and yeah, y'all, bye.